Why is knight spelled night? I am so glad you asked. Old English had 3 words that could be used to refer to a young male: chilled, knappe, and knit. The terms applied more to the role a person was filling at the time versus a specific age range, but there were some general age categories. Chilled meant a small child, not an infant, but more like a toddler. This is where we get the modern English word child. But confusingly, chilled could also be used to refer to young men engaged in some kind of warfare, usually in the context of banditry. So like a member of a youth gang. It seems to have been roughly equivalent to our use of the word boys in modern English. Context is very important for how you translate it. Knappe was used to refer to a young boy who was old enough to carry messages, run errands, and do some manual labor, but not old enough to go to war. They were most likely around 5 to 10 years old, though the word is recorded being used for boys slightly older. Knappe is where we get the later medieval English word knave, meaning the lowliest servant in a household. Ganon in Tears of the Wolf would be considered a knappe. Knit meant a young man who had not yet reached physical maturity, but was seen as old enough to carry a spear and go to battle. Knit seems to have lacked the possibly negative connotations of chilled for a young warrior. The Anglo-Saxons probably started training boys to use spears at around age 6. We see boys at age 10 or younger being considered eligible to participate in battle, with adult men as knittes. This word seems to have applied roughly to ages 10 to 16. But again, there are no hard rules, and it had more to do with role than with actual age. Kaelin in Tears of the Wolf would be seen as a knit because he's very young, but he's still seen as old enough to participate in battle. By the 11th century and the end of the Anglo-Saxon period, the word knit had evolved to mean a probably young warrior below the rank of a thane, attached to the household of a lord. At a few centuries of linguistic evolution, a lack of standardized spelling, and social changes leading to the creation of a warrior caste attached to the nobility, and poof, knight has stuck around with us 1,000 years later. Remember that the Magical Black Friday book event is now open to the general public. Get access at the latest post in the post tab of my channel.